What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm here for Wealth Wednesday with my girl, Stacey Tisdale.
Happy Wealth Wednesdays, everybody. And today we're going to call it Comeback Day.
Yes.
Because we are so honored to be joined by Dr. Kevin James, who is the CEO and president of Morris Brown College in Atlanta, and we're calling him the Comeback Kid.
Yes.
Because when you started there, I think enrollment was at 20,
20
and now
students.
it's over 500. Angela told me 536.
Yes.
How did that happen? What
Yes.
inspired you? What happened?
Yes. Well, I guess I'll start at the beginning. Morris Brown College, historic HBCU in Atlanta, Georgia. What makes us very unique is we're the only HBCU in Georgia that was actually founded, funded, owned, and operated by African Americans, black folks. Former slaves started this institution in 1881. 1881.
1881.
Yeah, and we were chartered in 1885, but we started in 1881.
Wow.
And it was very unique. 6 months after we filmed the movie Drumline. You all remember the movie Drumline?
Of course.
We were in the movie Drumline. We were the feature school in the movie Drumline. 6 months after that movie made so much money, the school lost its accreditation.
How does that
Why?
happen?
Yeah. Well, it was some financial mismanagement at that time, and the school lost its accreditation. And the school literally went from 3,000 students to about 50 students overnight.
Dang.
Yeah, it was crushing. And, you know, that should have been the end of Morris Brown College, but we kept pressing forward the mark. The school never closed. We had somewhere between 20 and 40 students over 20 years, right? And I came in December of 2018.
What's that like to have a college of 20 to 40 students?
I know. I don't know. I wasn't there at the time, but it was a very, very small institution. A group of folks that said, we're not going to close. We're not going to give up. We're going to keep trying. And so the school held on by a thread. $35 million bankruptcy, the loss of land, the loss of reputation, the loss of so much. And so anyway, I came in, interviewed for the position in December of 2018, started in spring of 2019. And I walked through the doors and I said, oh my God, what in the world did I just walk in to? I mean,
a challenge. You like a challenge.
Well, you know, I knew it was going to be tough, but I didn't really know how tough it was
Right.
until my very, very first day. You know, I walked into the building. I saw the faculty and staff. They were 7 paychecks behind. I mean, they literally.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I mean, they were at work, and they were at work with a smile, not getting paid. I never seen anything like it. To make a long story short, we've made history as the first black college to literally come back from death, right? We're now fully accredited. We have our federal financial aid reinstated. We have our veterans benefits reinstated. We have online programs, and we're growing. I started 6.5 years ago, 20 students. As of today, 540 students.
And
we're
you
very,
have
very
a
excited.
very bold goal of doubling that enrollment over the next 5 years. How are you going to do that?
Well, just continuing to do things like this, tell the story of the resurgence of Morris Brown College, really promoting historical black colleges and universities. No other organization affects the black middle class like our historical black colleges and universities.
Absolutely.
And so just making sure that the world knows that Morris Brown College is back. We never went anywhere. We're accredited, and we're open for business, and we're doing great things.
You know, Dr. Kevin James, I have to ask you, what made you take that challenge on? I know you said you didn't know how difficult it would be, but when you were interviewing for the job and then you knew the history of what had happened, and I have to imagine it has to feel amazing to be in this position now. But back then, what gave you the foresight to say, this is something I want to do?
I feel like God sent me to do the work. I mean, I can speak now that we're on the other side.
Right.
It's so many times where a normal common sense person would have quit on the spot.
Yeah.
I mean, so many times. But every single time when that door opened for me, I said, we're not going to close this door. We're going to keep pushing. And so I feel like God sent me to do the work. I wanted to be a college president, and I just felt like it was my destiny to bring back this historical black college. And so we've assembled a phenomenal team. It's not just me. I have a phenomenal team. They're working very hard to do great things as we continue our resurgence.
And you're the youngest president ever.
Yeah.
At
Well,
Morris.
no, well, at Morris Brown.
At Morris
yes.
Brown, that's
yes,
what I was going to say, at Morris Brown.
Yes.
So that's a big deal, too, that fresh young blood coming in and reviving things.
I think that's why they picked me. So
I knew somebody needed a lot of energy.
Yeah, I became a president when I was 41 years old, and I think they picked me because it was like, you know what, we're at the bottom of the barrel. We gotta we gotta find somebody who's gonna come in young, crazy. You know, I did a TED talk, And the title of my TED Talk was, "You Must Be Crazy." And I got that because everyone said, "Kevin, you are crazy to go to Morris Brown College." But again, we've done the work.
What was the process like getting the accreditation back? Because I know it's been 3 years now, right? Is that correct? Since you guys have been accredited again. So tell me what that process was like. What does that take?
Yes. So the whole premise of accreditation is symbolic of quality. Right. And going through the different standards set forth by the United States Department of Education accredited organizations that accredit institutions. So we're accredited through the Transnational Association of Christian Colleges and Schools. We wanted to go back to our Christian roots. We were founded in the basement of Big Bethel AME Church, African Methodist Episcopal affiliated institution. Yes. And so we went through the process. We reached out to them. We started the process. It took us about 3.5 years to become accredited, where we had to go through and prove that we met all of the different rigorous standards to be accredited. And so we've met those standards. And so now we're up. We got accredited for our first 5 years. Now we're up for our 10-year reaffirmation. So spring of 2026, we anticipate being reaffirmed for another 10 years.
That's fantastic. Yes. Really interesting. You're seeing college enrollment down across the country, but HBCUs are bucking that trend, and actually enrollment rose nearly 6% last year. Why do you think so many people are turning towards HBCUs?
Well, there have been some cuts regarding DEI across this country.
We've noticed.
Yes. Yes.
We have noticed.
And so my stance on this is you should go where you are celebrated and not tolerated. And so we have seen increases across the spectrum of historical Black colleges and universities. Again, Morris Brown went from 20 students to over 540 students, right? And so I think that the whole premise that I want to go somewhere where I am celebrated, not just a number, they know me by name, culture, the whole cultural component, I think that's definitely impacted the increase.
We talk to entrepreneurs a lot,
yes,
and some of them that come to mind are of the mindset that college isn't relevant anymore, and there seems to be a lot of that going around. So I'm wondering if the fact that federal funds to HBCUs, $435 million, and I know that you were among the colleges that the Arthur Blank family gave $50 million to, and you can directly funnel that to students. Is that helping?
Oh, absolutely.
With the enrollment.
The whole premise of raising money is the crux of the matter for historical Black colleges and universities. I don't know if you all are watching the news, but billionaire Mackenzie Scott right now is giving oh my God, so much money to historical Black colleges. I mean, listen, Morris Brown hasn't gotten the call yet, but I am patiently waiting.
Yes, and
for
putting it in the atmosphere.
I'm putting it in the atmosphere right now. I just saw today that Howard got $80 million from Mackenzie Scott.
Hello, Mackenzie Scott, we are here. And you know,
my goodness.
And even just thinking about like Spelman, Morehouse, Morris Brown, Clark Atlanta University, that whole like 4 group of schools.
The whole AU Center.
And supporting each other too, because those universities, you guys also are very supportive of what each university has going on.
Absolutely. We are sister institutions. We've all been there for hundreds of years, for a very long time. Morris Brown this year celebrating 145 years of existence. And so we are sister institutions. We work well together. You know, I just saw today that Spelman got $38 million from Mackenzie Scott. So we're very proud.
The word in,
Hey, oh my goodness.
Mackenzie Scott.
Yes.
Here.
If you're listening, Mackenzie Scott, Morris Brown College is here.
I also saw that Bishop T.D. Jakes was the commencement speaker. And also gave $100,000 too as well.
Yes, we were very, very happy.
Start hanging out at HBCUs.
Yeah. You know, this Morris Brown story, we invited T.D. Jakes. He came and did a phenomenal job. He inspired our graduates. And, you know, we're just very, very excited of, again, this momentum that we have.
I think even I was looking at an article about the valedictorian this year too, and she was a breast cancer survivor and also taking care of her family. And it's just a really powerful story to see somebody graduating from Morris Brown that's been through all of that, but still really thrived and survived the way that she did.
Morris Brown College, that is our special sauce. We call ourselves a haven for all hungry souls. That is a line from our alma mater. And the second line of the alma mater says, and feeding them shall be our goal. The whole premise is if you are hungry, no matter who you are, no matter what you're going through, no matter where you start, it's not about where you start, it's about where you finish. Morris Brown will pour into you. And that is a perfect example of a student. She said, nothing is going to stop me from graduating. And not only did she graduate, but she was our valedictorian. And right now, she just took the LSAT so she can go to law school.
That's fantastic.
So we're very, very proud of her.
I heard you get interviewed recently about as the school grows and as you get more money in, you're going to be adding more programs like sports and everything.
Yes.
But I thought it was great And I want to know why you did it. First off, you added a mental health counselor.
Yes. The whole premise of our students today, they really need someone to talk to. And right now, going through the holidays and going through so much that's going on in this country, people losing their jobs, SNAP benefits being cut so much, we wanted to make sure that our students had a holistic experience. And so we added some new health counselors and different team members to make sure that our students had someone to talk to during difficult times.
I also saw at Morris Brown College, you guys opened up your doors to another university.
Yes.
Limestone University.
Yes,
they
closed.
announced that they were closing.
Yeah.
So imagine you paid to go to school, and now all of a sudden this university was closing, and you guys have opened up your doors.
Yeah, we did. We know personally what that feels like. In 2002, 2003, Morris Brown lost its accreditation, and our students had to go somewhere else. And so other institutions helped our students transfer into their school. When I saw that story, I said, we have to repay and do the same thing. And so we opened up the doors to them. And we did receive some of those students who did come over.
That's amazing. I love this. It's like family.
Yes, Morris Brown is family.
For real. Now, I want to ask you about something that was in the media, entertainment recently, and I want to get your take on it as the president of Morris Brown College and HBCU. Keke Palmer was under fire. I don't know if you saw this story, but there is a show that her network, Key TV, is producing. It's called Southern Fried Rice. And so people were mad. It's about a Korean American girl who's going to an HBCU.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if you saw. Did you see
I think
this?
I saw a sprinkle of it. Yeah, I did.
Right. So she got a lot of backlash for that because it's like people were asking, why are you centering the story of an Asian person at an HBCU at this time? This feels tone deaf. And she responded, she didn't create the show.
Yes.
She's just putting it on her network. I want to know what your thoughts are.
Well, I can understand people asking the question because historically black colleges are for African Americans, but here's a very important component. We have always been inclusive and open to everyone, including white students. And so telling that story, I don't know where that angle came from, but in general, black colleges are open to everyone. The premise of black and brown students at historical black colleges, again, we do the best job of educating folks who look like us. And it's not just black students, but it's all students.
I remember A Different World. Remember they had the one...
white student.
Yeah, was it Marissa Tomei? Was that? Yeah.
I remember that.
Oh, yeah. It was Marissa Tomei. That was pretty... Are you seeing a pickup in enrollment and diverse students overall at HBCUs?
Yes, I am. We actually are one of the few schools in Atlanta that partner with the Georgia Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. And that was a purposeful partnership because Gwinnett County, which is 30 minutes right up the street, has one of the largest Hispanic populations. So again, Morris Brown College, we are open to all. Again, a haven for all hungry souls, and that word "all" is very important.
What are the like if somebody was to go to Morris Brown College, what would you say are some of the standout majors?
Yes.
Because I know certain schools are better for certain things.
Yes.
So if you had to say, okay, if you want to be in hospitality, this is where you would come.
Well, it's interesting that you mentioned hospitality. Morris Brown is the only HBCU in the state of Georgia that has a degree in hospitality management. And in fact,
you have a credential, right?
Yes. In fact, the Arthur Blank Family Foundation just donated $3 million to Morris Brown College to scale that program.
I like that because I always feel like that's a skill you can take anywhere.
Absolutely.
And I was saying...
it transfers over,
no matter, like, you could be in another country.
Absolutely.
Hospitality is something that is, no matter what, needed, but also just a really valuable skill to be able to have. And there's so many different layers that come with that as a business owner myself.
Yes. So hospitality management is one of our unique programs. Actually, we are the only school in Georgia that has a degree in esports performance, gaming.
Oh, wow.
And building esports.
I know that would be great to go.
Multi-billion-dollar industry. And it's not just about video games. It's the business of gaming.
Listen, do you know
and doing this, streaming and podcasts.
You know how many artists? I saw DDG recently was at ComplexCon, and he was saying that he makes more money off of streaming than he has as an artist.
Absolutely. And so I want some of my esports students to come in and maybe intern here. That would be wonderful. I think that would be great. But yes, we're definitely doing
that's
that.
amazing.
Yes.
Because that really is a business, and everybody wants to figure out, how do I monetize that? We've seen T. Grizzly talk about how much money he makes doing that. I also saw you had Pastor Troy teaching a class.
Yes, he came and
as
spoke.
a guest. Yeah.
Talked about R&B and hip hop and how it affects, music and how it affects business. And so he came and spoke.
I always think there's so much that you can learn from artists because it's exciting to like meet a celebrity that's in the classroom that's been through some things, but then to like dissect lyrics and talk about the history because there is such a strong history when it comes to our music and what it represents. Even now we're looking at all these different things happening with streaming, with Drake, with lawsuits, and I think those are really valuable discussions that you can take from inside the classroom into real life too.
Absolutely.
Because all those people have to be entrepreneurs.
Absolutely. It's all business.
Yeah.
It's all business.
You have special things for entrepreneurs. I wanted you to talk about some of the programs that people can get with you.
So we're one of the few schools that also has not only degree programs, but certifications and certificates as well. When we were going through this hard reset and bringing back Morris Brown College, what we found from the community was everyone doesn't want to go to school for 4 years. Some students want to come in and get a quick credential so they can go straight to work. So we have a certificate, a 1-year certificate in business entrepreneurship, where you can come in, get that skill, and go straight to work. So we're very excited about that as well.
That's an awesome option for people.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Because even thinking about like, you don't want to have to go through, like you said, all of that. School's expensive too.
And it's expensive.
It's
You
not
can't
a game.
take 4 years out of everybody can't take 4 years out of their life.
Yeah. And I also want to just note that also Morris Brown College is the most affordable Black college in the city of Atlanta as well. It was my goal as the president to make sure that not only can students come, but they can afford to pay and leave and graduate without being saddled down in a lot of debt. And so it's our goal to get a lot of philanthropists and funders to come and help, bridge that gap so these students can graduate with little to no debt.
Is there a study abroad program? That was one thing I regretted not doing in college. I wish I would have taken advantage of something like that.
We haven't done our study abroad quite yet, but we're going to be bringing that back soon.
Y'all bringing everything back.
We're bringing it all back.
The sororities.
Everything is coming back. Greek life is back on the yard.
I heard you talking about golf. You're going to start with golf and
start with some of the small ones that don't require huge facilities like golf and bowling and soccer. We're bringing everything back because, again, HBCU experience requires that student life component. And so we brought back the Divine Nine, the Omegas, the Deltas, the AKAs.
I'm an HBCU baby, North Carolina A&T. My
Oh,
parents
wonderful.
Met freshman year there.
Wow, that is wonderful. So, that whole component is very, very unique to the experience, and we brought it back. So students are very, very excited.
Now, did you go to an HBCU?
I did. I went to South Carolina State University. I went to Winthrop University. I went to several schools.
What would you say made that experience different for you? Like, what are the things that you appreciate from having gone to HBCU?
Going to an HBCU, seeing faculty that look like you, seeing other people who have a similar background that you have and can relate to your experience is always good.
All the difference.
The student activities. You have to assimilate into college. You don't want to be a loner. It's not a no man's land. You gotta find family and friends and something that you really, really hone in on. I see that my students, they come in, they join the Honor Society or the NAACP or the fraternity or sorority or the dance club or the modeling troupe or the cheerleading team. These components help, and it's been proven with retention of students. And
absolutely.
Also students in their classes. At Morris Brown, we require a 3.0 to join. So students who want to join Delta Sigma Theta or Alpha Kappa Alpha or whatever, okay, get your grades up, right? And it's working because students want to join, they get their grades up. So it's really, really helping. And we're just very, very excited to offer an experience to students where they can feel at home.
How was homecoming?
Oh my God, homecoming was off the chain.
Oh my God.
Homecoming was off the chain this year. We had a great time. I mean, family and friends came back. Thankfully, we didn't have any issues. We've seen some issues at some HBCUs around the country.
Yeah.
We honed in on our security.
What are you doing about that?
Yeah. Well, we increased our security this year just to make sure. Even though Morris Brown is small and family environment, we wanted to make sure that everybody was safe and that everyone had a great experience and that we had no issues. And thankfully, we didn't have any issues this year.
Have you been affected at all by this presidency? Or I would like to know, like, what are some things, or have there been obstacles?
Yeah.
I know he talks a lot about funding HBCUs and providing, that support.
One of the biggest things that could negatively affect Black colleges and universities is if they cut Pell. Many students at HBCUs.
Explain for our audience what Pell Grants are.
The Pell Grants are the funding that you don't have to pay back for the most disadvantaged group, the most disadvantaged students and populations coming from disadvantaged populations. And so, for example, at Morris Brown, 70% of my students are Pell eligible, which means they are eligible for some funding where the government will give them funding that they don't have to repay, right? And so if Pell gets cut, that is going to negatively impact historical Black colleges and universities.
This is just such a flashback. We did a special in, I think, 2020 about real estate reset, and we focused on student loan debt.
Yes.
And still being able to become a homeowner.
Yes.
Right.
And the Blacks weren't allowed to get Pell Grants. That's how,
Right.
I mean, that's really how they were used to segregate colleges.
Oh, wow.
And it's just so interesting that that's coming around again.
Yeah. Well, today, many Black students are Pell eligible, and they need that funding to be able to go to college. But it's a lot of conversations going on simultaneously around this country.
Yeah, I think that's by design to kind of confuse people. So you're focused on one thing, but then this slides through.
Yeah.
And you're like, wait, I didn't, because I haven't heard anybody talk about the Pell Grants potentially being, that hasn't been in the headlines.
Right.
For me.
Yeah. A lot happening with student loans under this administration.
And I have to imagine, thank goodness you have the mental health aspect, because during this time, it is really tough to see. I feel like people have been a lot more forthcoming with racism now and being able to say whatever it is that they want in spaces on television and news, cops, ICE. That's been, just watching even looking at the news or looking at social media, it sometimes makes me feel like, I don't even know. Yeah. Like, you feel really helpless.
Yeah, it's so many things going on, which is the reason why, going back to HBCU enrollment increasing, we need a safe space. Yeah. And what's the safest space for a Black man right now in this country? In my viewpoint, is at a HBCU.
That's a great point.
Yes. So next week, I'm bringing together all of my male students. We're going to have a flash mob in suits. We're going to show up to the school, everybody in suits. And the premise and the idea around it was, wow, look at 300 Black men, and we're all in suits on campus. That safe space, that environment, that welcoming environment is going to positively continue to impact our student satisfaction, right? And so with everything that's going on and that's just one example, everything that's going on in this country, there's no place greater for someone to be right now than a historical Black college.
We want to bring Wealth Wednesdays and financial education to your school as well.
I would love that.
We will be doing that.
I would love it.
What do you want to tell people, our audience right now, about what's happening with HBCUs, what's happening with your college? What are you feeling right now?
Right now, Morris Brown College has experienced a phenomenal transformation, doing something that no other HBCU has ever done in history, rebounding after a nearly 20-year hiatus, going from 20 students to over 540 students in a little over 3 years, and doing something very transformative of being able to provide a phenomenal education to students who need an opportunity. And we're in downtown Atlanta, directly across the street from the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. We are a haven for all hungry souls, like I've mentioned a few times, where individuals can come to Morris Brown College, enroll, get all the skills that they need to be able to go out in this world and compete, and do it with an affordable cost. And so this transformative HBCU really wants to pour back into our community, in the city of Atlanta, throughout the state of Georgia, this region, and this country.
Oh, well, I love it.
Watch us.
Dr. Kevin James, I'm sure, and what I love is that I feel like you're accessible to people and open to different creative ideas.
People sometimes think I'm a student.
I would. I totally
sometimes they think I'm a student.
Put on a hoodie. I mean, totally.
Yeah, they think I'm a student. So yeah, we have an open door policy at Morris Brown. Students see me in the hallway. Hey, doc. Hey, pull me to the side and have conversation. And again, that's why we're very unique.
Yeah, and that's how unique partnerships can happen too. To be accessible and open to those things, and letting people know we're here. And we're growing, and this is a perfect time to get in.
Absolutely.
All right.
Well, thank you.
Well,
thank you all so much for having me. Thank you. I enjoyed it.
Appreciate the conversation. Happy Wealth Wednesdays, everybody.